All right. Can you guys hear me?
Yellow, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar on the different entrepreneurial resources available through the State of Alaska Department of Commerce, Community, and Economic Development, including the Made in Alaska program and the Alaska Product Preference Program. The Made in Alaska program is a program that identifies and promotes products manufactured in the state using material of local origin when possible. Products which meet program criteria are eligible to use the Made in Alaska logo. The Alaska Product Preference Program is a wonderful program that provides a great opportunity for local businesses to obtain an edge over out-of-state businesses bidding on state or local bids. This webinar is brought to you by AKSourceLink. My name is Dana Reese, and I will be your moderator for today. Throughout our presentation, we do encourage you to interact with our speakers by typing in questions using the question pane. We will be answering questions live after the presentation, and we will answer as many questions as we can as time permits. Now, today's webinar will be presented by Development Specialist for the Department of Commerce, Community, and Economic Development, Michael Hanzuk. But before we get started and we give Michael the mic, I have Sam Collin here, who is a management consultant for the UA Center of Economic Development, and he helps to manage the AKSourceLink program, and he's going to tell you a little bit about the AKSourceLink program.
Thanks, Dana. So as you mentioned, I'm Sam Callan. I'm a management consultant at the UA Center for Economic Development. In addition to that, I also work on the AKSourceLink program out of that office. And so if you aren't familiar with AKSourceLink, I just kind of want to give you a brief little rundown of what exactly it is we do before we pass it along to Michael. So if you're not familiar with AKSourceLink, it's a free online resource offered for small businesses through the UA Center for Economic Development. And so you can find it at www.aksourcelink.com. And what we like to say at AKSourceLink is that we link Alaska's small businesses with the right resources at the right time. And so the whole concept for AKSourceLink came about in 2007 when the University of Alaska Center for Economic Development and the University of Alaska Institute for Social and Economic Research came together, and they conducted a study that looked at rural business owners and what sort of barriers there were to rural business development. And one of the things that we found was that many business owners in rural communities, and this is especially true of those in urban communities as well, aren't fully aware of the many different government, university, and nonprofit resources that are available to help them. And so AKSourceLink was brought about in 2009 as a way to address this need. The concept of SourceLink is an online resource where if you're a small business, you can go there, you can type in whatever particular problem you have. Say you're a small business located in Ketchikan that's looking for help with putting together a business plan. You can get on there, use this AKSourceLink search tool, and we can provide you with a customized list of the various resource providers across the state who can help you with that. So for instance, maybe the Small Business Development Center or a different organization as well. So we actually have 140 different resource providers that are government, university, and nonprofit resources all across the state, including Mr. Michael Hanzuk over at the State of Alaska, who will be speaking in a minute. We also operate a blog on our website as well as a newsletter that we send out monthly, and then also we have our resource library on there, which is a lot of information that we've found that's fairly useful to entrepreneurs. And so for instance, we'll probably put this webinar up there as well. Since we were first created, we initially were getting right around 5,000 hits per year on the website, which is not too bad for a state of Alaska's population, but since then we've just absolutely taken off in the last couple of years, and now we're getting right around 90,000 unique site visits from Alaskans every year. And so the reason why we're here today is that last year the AKSourceLink program received a grant through the Pebble Partnership to do some outreach into Bristol Bay, And one component of that was to put together a webinar that would be of use to folks out in the region. And one of the things that we found while we were doing some workshops on different resources that were out there in Bristol Bay was that people continually asked us about the Made in Alaska program and how exactly they can get involved with it. And so after receiving that feedback, we decided to consult with one of our resource providers, as we often do. So we brought in our resident expert on the Made in Alaska program and the product preference program, Mr. Michael Hanzuk. So feel free to take it away, Michael.
Well, thank you, Sam. I appreciate the time, and I want to thank AKSourceLink for pulling this together for us. AKSourceLink is a resource that I use in guiding small businesses for assistance and along with the Small Business Development Center. And one of the things that we wanted to do today is just provide folks with information about two programs that are made available to entrepreneurs and small businesses throughout the state that helps to promote and market manufacturers' products that are produced here in the state of Alaska, one of them being the Made in Alaska program. I can't, some people are aware of it, some people are not. I'm really surprised sometimes to find out that how many people really are not made aware of the Made in Alaska program. Even more so, how many people are not aware of the product preference program that help businesses. They're not cure-alls. They're not 100% guaranteed that you're going to be successful with your business, but they are stepping stones. They are opportunities to take advantage of that the state provides for entrepreneurs, small businesses, and startups. One of the things I wanted to do today is to help folks take a look at one of the things that the Made in Alaska program has done is evaluate how the program is doing, what businesses are doing for the Made in Alaska program by using the Made in Alaska program and the emblem, the Mother Bear Cub logo for their products. And so we did a survey in 2012, and this is what we're showing you right now at this point in time is the survey results. And moving forward here, I'm waiting for my screen to change. Oh, there we are. The Made in Alaska program, basically what we did is we identified some opportunities. We were able to identify how many people took the survey and the respondents, the type of businesses that are in the Made in Alaska program, the sales of the Made in Alaska program, the gross sales in 2011, mind you, and the perceived value of the program that permit holders have, the improved opportunities that the permittees provided us information on. We talked about, we asked respondents to tell us about the program fees, whether or not there was a necessary need for a board of advisors. We wanted to find out the market channels that people use, the geographical sales. Is there the type of assistance by agencies or programs that are out there? Are the folks using them? Are they aware of them? The assistance needs by permit holders, what their needs are. Then we have a few Made in Alaska success stories. I'm going to provide you with some information in the direction of the Made in Alaska program and any questions in my contact name and information that is provided at the end. With that, moving on, the mission of the program is to promote and Alaska manufactured and or handcrafted products throughout, period, the state, as best we can. And the program is driven by statute 4565-010, which allows for certain, I'm having to move my certain creation of the Mother Bear and Cub emblem. I'm having to move my my panel here around so I can see what I'm reading or talking about, folks. The program provides a logo. We provide promotional, training, and enforcement in the program. And we identified that 81% of participants indicated the program is medium to high value. Moving forward a cooperative cooperative arrangements with other businesses and technical assistance providers. We also, tried to identify what other opportunities we can provide with the program by partnering with other people such as AKSourceLink. The opportunities, this is a quick overview of the opportunities that we found. The 2010 gross domestic product numbers showed Alaska manufacturing sector is 3.8% of its economy. This compares to 11.8% of the U.S., where Alaska ranked 49th among all the states. Within manufacturing, petroleum and food products, primarily the seafood industry, make up 84% of all manufacturing in the state. The survey of the Maine Alaska permit holders support greater marketing in the form of advertising, logo merchandising, trade shows, point of sale material, and brand marketing. As we can see the percent of survey respondents, we have a chart on the right-hand side of a couple of surveys that were done prior to 2012. One was done in 97, one was done in 2007, 2009, and then we did that one in 2012. We had about 250 respondents. Just under 25% of permitted businesses that responded, which was, thank you folks, for you folks that are out there that did respond to the survey, thank you very much. This helps to identify, the direction of the program, what we could do better. There was a 95% confidence level. This compares favorable, the survey compares favorable to the 2009 survey that had 224 responses, which was about 20% at that time. In 2008, we had, in rural Alaska, we had 108 responses. Rural Alaska, thank you very much for your support. That was very, very positive as far as identifying those folks that are aware of the program and, what we could do more with the program for you folks on. The business categories, which should be up on your screen at this time, is the type of businesses in the Maine and Alaska program. And if you haven't been to the website, you can go to the mainealaska.org website, and on trying to take a look at the permit products and the permittees, you can see a list of categories that are pretty much the first button on the right-hand side. And this identifies the category of products or businesses that you're looking for. Well, we found that there is about 56 different categories of permits that are in the Maine and Alaska program. And the top 4 categories, as you can see on the left-hand side of page 7, is arts and crafts, clothing and apparel, consumable food and beverages, and jewelry. Those are the top 4 categories in the Maine Alaska program. The others, you look on the chart on the right-hand side, you'll see right below jewelries is unknown. People didn't list during the survey. People did not list the category of business that they were in. But industrial products that are produced in the state of Alaska, 5.6% responses. The businesses that took the survey, manufacturers, there's 5.6% of them were industrial manufacturers making industrial products. Total, we had 1,011 businesses or listed permit holders that responded to the survey. The sale of the Maine Alaska products, we wanted to find out in 2011 what kind of sales are generated with the, from the permit holders, either using the emblem or not using the emblem. What we found is, as you'll see on the left-hand side, you'll see that 213 businesses combined estimates to the gross sales in 2011 generated about $36.3 million in gross sales. We extrapolated that out to 1,011 listed permit holders, and we identified that the estimated value of those sales of the folks that are in the program is about $172.7 million in gross sales. Responses that we got back from the responders, they indicated that 77.5% of their gross sales were attributed to using the Maine and Alaska logo or the emblem. And you folks have seen that mother bear cub and logo on products. This is not the state saying it. This is the people that responded to the survey. 77.5% used that logo, and we took a look at that and we kind of compared it to the $172.7 million in gross sales, and we estimated that the Maine and Alaska labeled products are worth in sales of $133.8 million in gross sales. So folks, you be the judge as whether or not the program is helping. The chart on the right breaks it down. So it shows the gross sales, the permit holders that provided a response to the survey, and you can see that the majority of those that responded are small mom and pop businesses. They're just they're simple. They're working out of their homes. They're nothing elaborate, but at the same token, you can see that down below towards the bottom on the survey count, 19 of the businesses that took the survey had gross sales of $1 million plus. So that kind of gives you an indication that the program, the emblem and the program is being used by a variety of businesses in a variety of different sales categories. 19 large manufacturers using that emblem. It's got to say something.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible, Michael. How long has the Made in Alaska program been around for?
The Maine Alaska program's been around. It started back in the 85, 86 by the private sector, and Arlis Sturgielewski in 1992, I'm quoting this out of my memory banks, which is, as you get older, some people know that sometimes you end up getting sometimers, but in 1992, the Maine Alaska program was introduced into a law, and regulations were established by Arlis and the legislators. So the program itself is pretty much been around since 1992 and monitored by the state since then. But it's been around prior to that, and I have some history about the program in our office. It's got it. I don't know if how many of you actually know the names of the mother bear and cub logo. Well, if you respond back to the survey and provide us with some results as how this webinar went, I'll give you the answer. But until then, and the other question is who is the one that named the bears? I know the answer. I was around when the Maine Alaska program was.
Well, at the very minimum, you've got me curious now.
Oh, well, good. Maybe respond and tell me how we're doing with this webinar, and I'll tell you the answers.
Yeah.
The next screen that we're seeing on here is on the Maine Alaska survey. Is we wanted to get an idea on the perceived value of the program by respondents, how they rated it on a scale of 1 to 4, and try and get a ballpark. Are we doing the right thing? Are we going in the right direction? What else can we do? Well, as you can see, that 81% found the program of medium to high value. Highest, those that rated the program as high, that was 44%. Medium is 37%, low 17%. You can see the ratings here on the left-hand side. And we took a look at the value back in 2009. The same question was asked, and you can see that the folks back in 2009 rated the program on a scale of 1 to 4 at about 3.26. 2012, it's 3.25, and that's some pretty good solid ratings for the past for a period of 4 years. So we've got to be doing something right. Um, I'm going to move on real quick unless anybody's got any questions at this point in time. We're looking at improvement opportunities of the program, and this is where we were talking about the resources that are available throughout the state of Alaska for folks. This is what we were trying to find out, is how can we improve the program? Well, the Maine Alaska program is a resource for those, and it's a resource that it used the emblem to generate sales, and it's a resource for the state to identify areas of need for small businesses. The respondents were asked to rank 11 suggested improvements, and this was like strongly disagree would be number 1, it'd be the lowest, to the number 4 is strongly agree. The top 5 improvements that were identified by permit holders was advertising and marketing, which everybody knows that, you know, if you don't have advertising and marketing with a business, you might as well be standing in front of a mirror selling to yourself. Logo merchandising, could we help merchandise the Mother Bear logo better? Trade shows, could we help to participate better in trade shows? Point of sale material, you know, for marketing and promoting the program. Brand co-marketing. We are in the process of working on a branding project. I don't have all the details, and I can't get into it right now at this point in time, but our office is working on a plan to market and co-market a lot of the branded programs throughout the state, just to identify to the folks that, hey, the programs are out there, they're available, and we've already taken steps in helping to market some of the products that are produced here in the state of Alaska. And we've already participated in several shows. DNR is participating with the booth that we developed, and it's all, the booth that we developed is products that are produced in the state of Alaska to build your home. And if some of you saw it, it was incredible. All the lumber and the timber that's produced in Southeast, the roofing and siding materials that are produced in Anchorage, to products that are produced up in Fairbanks, to barbecue pits. It's amazing how many products are out there in the state of Alaska that are produced here locally. Program fees. The next slide you should be seeing is the response from program about increasing program fees. Now, this is, mind you, it's not to generate more people in state office. The idea is to promote, to use these funds to help support the program and grow it. Respondents were asked about it. We had 19% that said yes. We had 42% that said, well, maybe. And then we had 39% that said no. Okay? But I'm going to point out something that on the maybes, many that responded maybe commented they would agree with the fee increase if it was used to enhance the program. That was the whole intent of asking this question and possibly looking at the fee increase of the program. And the only reason we're saying that is because the program, since it's been established, has been $25 every year annually. And today the cost of doing business is skyrocketed, as everybody knows. So, you know, should we increase the fees, yes or no? There's the responses.
Yeah, and Michael, one of the things that I just point out too is that when we're out in rural communities, that's one of the biggest questions that we get about the Made in Alaska program is what the fee structure looks like. And I'll admit that I was quite surprised to hear that it was that low and that you guys have been able to do such a good job to be able to keep the fee that low for businesses that are interested in participating.
Yeah, well, thank you, Sam. And the folks have got to know that, you know, the Webb's Consulting is the program, the contact company for the program. They administer the applications. They maintain, you know, they pretty much oversee the administering the applications and doing the inspection of the facilities. And they do a great job of maintaining the display case area. I don't know if many people know this. We've got 5 areas of displaying Maine and Alaska products. It doesn't cost anybody anything, and the state helps to take care of that, or the program helps to take care of that. We've got a display area in Washington, D.C. We've got one in the Commissioner's office in Juneau. We've got 3 display areas that are in the terminal, the ferry terminals throughout the state. People are more than welcome to provide their products with a card and identification of their business. Submit it to Bill Webb's office. Lucia and Dana will be more than happy to display their products in any of the 5 areas throughout. So for $25, you know, you're getting a pretty good deal.
Yeah, and Michael, just a question about Webb's Consulting. Do they do work only with businesses in Anchorage, or are they serving businesses statewide?
Statewide.
Okay.
I get calls, you know, a lot of people will come to the state first before they find out about programs, and that, of course, they're not aware of the programs. But I get calls from all over the state, even rural Alaska, about the Silverhand program, the Maine Alaska program, how do you start your business, so forth and so forth and so forth. But Webb's Consulting takes care of anybody and everybody throughout the state and to verify that the products meet the criteria of the program. And for that, it's 51%. If the product is produced 51% or more in the state of Alaska, you're a candidate for the Maine Alaska program. That's it.
Hey, Michael, I should clarify that it's $25 per year per permit. So say you have 3 permits, Made in Alaska permits, and you have 3 separate ones because you have 3 different types of products. Say you do crocheting and sewing items, then you do wood carving, and you do pottery. Being that those are 3 separate categories, 3 completely different things, you would need a permit for each, for each category, for each type. So it would be, say if you did those 3, it would be $75 per year. But any other permit after the 3, so say you learned how to do oil painting and you wanted to be permitted for your oil paintings, that would be, you would need to fill out a separate application. However, for that permit, it would be free. We can only charge our permit holders up to $75, so that's 3 permits. Anything after that, it's free. Does that make sense?
Thank you, Dana. Yes,
Okay.
The Maine Alaska program is only allowed to charge up to $75 for permits. And we have some permit holders that have 6 permits. So, it's a worthwhile program overall. Thank you, Dana, for bringing that up. I wasn't even thinking about that one. Let's go ahead and move on. Let's see. We're going to look at advisors for the program. One of the other questions that we were looking at is whether or not we need to have some advisors to help steer and direct the program, or just provide some ideas. What should we do with the fees? And we got a pretty broad response from members of the responded. 26% said yes, 52% said maybe, and 22% said no. And the maybes, I'm looking at the responses that came into this survey, and many that responded, they commented that they would agree with a board of advisors if it was made up of primarily Maine and Alaska permit holders and businesses. Well, it makes sense to me. I wouldn't want anybody else telling me what to do with a program that I'm a part of outside of those folks that are in the program, in which, on the other side of the coin, I am a member of the Maine Alaska program, and I've been for a long time. So that was an interesting response that we received, and we really appreciated that from the respondents in the program. And one of the other areas that we wanted to find out is the distribution network. Where are people mostly selling their products? Maybe this will help out those folks that are in the program identify, well, shoot, maybe I should touch base with more wholesalers and distributors. Maybe target more of the retail chains. Other manufacturers, do I sell products? Do we sell business to business? How about business to government? Are you folks that are out there listening to this webinar, have you even considered taking a look at the opportunities to sell to the state of Alaska? Anyway, basically, if you look in the underneath this consumer direct on the chart on the right-hand side, 88% respondents sold directly to consumers, and they generated 65% of their sales through directly selling to the consumers. You're looking at about $16.6 million. This was back in 2011. Okay, so they're selling directly. They're participating in local shows. They're participating in gift shows and farmers markets, and they're selling it directly to the consumer. Okay, this was an interesting bit of information to find out. The local communities, where are you selling? Geographical areas? How do you guys? Are you selling it locally? Are you selling it throughout the state? Are you selling it just in the lower 48? Are you selling it outside of the U.S.? Interesting again, you're looking at 187 people or businesses that are selling locally, right into their own community. That's economic development. You're selling it right, working at supporting locals, or supporting the products and buying the locally produced stuff. We're selling it in the regions, 108. And throughout Alaska, there's 152 businesses. Selling in the U.S. is 101. Exporting outside of the U.S., you're looking at 61 businesses. Has anybody else out there taken a look at exporting their product? You know, the Mother Bear Cub logo is a world-renowned, recognized emblem. We've got states in the lower 48 that have come to us and asked us about the program, and we've got other people that have asked how the program works, because they have found it as being a recognized emblem that identifies products that are produced in Alaska. And you know as well as I do, there's a lot of things that are intrigue people about Alaska. One of them is the products that are produced here. So finding out about geographical areas where they're selling the product was very interesting also. Agencies and programs. Are you aware of Buy Alaska? Are you aware of the Small Business Development Center, government loan program, so forth and so forth? The top 4 areas that people found that they were most aware of, the top 4 assistant programs is the Buy Alaska program, the SBDC, government loans, and the Alaska Product Preference. And unfortunately, Sam, we got to do something about this one down here on the bottom here.
I will say, Michael, that the survey was a little bit ago, and just in the last year, we've seen a tremendous amount as far as the increase of people who are aware of SourceLink, and it's been an ongoing challenge for us, but we're certainly committed to improving how well known we are, so that we can help to promote organizations like yourself and all of the other resource providers that are out there across the state helping small businesses.
Yeah, and we'll get those numbers up soon, because we're looking at doing another survey, probably in 2014. So I'm sure those numbers are going to climb. But anyway, this AKSourceLink is a valuable resource that folks need to take a look at. They provide and they direct and they assist folks to the right agency and partner to work with in developing your business. So now out of that, let's get into the technical assistance stuff that we're looking at businesses that responded or respondents, and find out what it was that they were looking at, that their needs they needed to obtain as far as resources to help to further grow their business. And the technical assistance areas, you're looking at marketing promotions, marketing advice. You're looking at quite a few categories there on the right-hand side. You can see where the top 5 needs from the permit holders 1 through 5, marketing promotions, marketing advice, one-stop shop, business plan writing, incentives. Okay, these are areas that everybody needs help with. You can't do it by yourself. You know, we've got AKSourceLink that has some information on helping to market and promote. We've got SBDC that can help you develop a marketing plan. We're on our end and the state's end, we're working more with retailers. Recently we just had a retailer come to the state and ask us, hey, can you help us further grow our Made in Alaska section? And it's like, well, what do you need? And bottom line is they needed certain products that they were looking at to expand in their retail outlet. And they're a very well-known retailer that's here in Anchorage, and they wanted to help expand their Made in Alaska section and locally manufactured products. So what we did is we put out a call for products of businesses that are in the categories that the retailer provided us with, and we asked them to provide some samples and information about the cost of their product, where they're located, so forth and so forth. Unbelievable, overwhelming response by the folks that were in the Made in Alaska program, and as a result, 4 new businesses were brought into the retailer. Now mind you, we're not going to divulge who the retailer is at this point in time, because they asked us to just kind of keep it quiet, because they didn't want 1,000 emails coming at them saying, hey, take my products, you know. So we brokered the deal. You know, and there's other opportunities out there. You know, the retailers, we're going to try and market closer with the retailers, but it takes funding to do that. So with that in, marketing advice, one-stop shop, business plan writing. You've got business plan writing, the SBDC. I know AKSourceLink for a fact has templates on their website, on their resource library. SBDC has business plan templates on their website. They do counseling. They help you develop the business plan. Incentives. The state's got, this is where the product preference program is another incentive, along with financial loan programs. There, you might even take a look at a microloan program from the state. But going into other incentives for people to develop their business and maybe make some money, this is probably where working with the state, selling your product to the state of Alaska comes into play. How do you do that? We're going to talk about that here in the next presentation real quick, because I don't want to spend too much time on this stuff. But there are incentives that are out there, are available to all entrepreneurs, small businesses, and startups. Let's move on to, did I jump too far ahead? No. Technical assistance. Success stories. Here's some success stories. Birchwood's Works attributes about 25 to 30% of the Made in Alaska emblem to their sales. It attributes their 25% or to 30% of their sales to the program. We've got Insulfoam that's out there in the state of Alaska. They're not only in the program. If you've seen foam boards that for your house or for your roof or for insulation, they've got big wraps, the Made in Alaska logo all over their wraps, and they ship throughout the state. Home Depot, on the right-hand side, you'll see Home Depot in 2010. They promoted an ad for Made in Alaska products, and they sold it in their stores. They still do to this day. So there's some success stories and some opportunities. What directions is the Made in Alaska program? We're looking to identify and estimate the value of the program, identify areas of improvement. Collaboration, we're trying to do a considerable amount of outreach through technology, which is why we're doing webinars more, increased partnerships in technical assistance. The marketing, the state is currently involved in developing a broad marketing plan, okay? So if you're in the programs, you're definitely definitely going to get recognized. And if you're in the Alaska Grown, if you're in Silverhand, folks, take a look at these programs and the resources that are out there and available to you. Additional strategizing on retailers' assistance, reviewing additional opportunities to grow the program. So that's pretty much what the survey was able to do for us. And if you have any questions, you can call me at the State of Alaska. My number is right there, 269-8104, or email michaelhanzuk@alaska.gov. And with that, that's the Made in Alaska program in a nutshell. And Sam, if we still got some time, a little bit of time, I can run through the product preference program. And I know that a lot of small businesses that are out there probably don't have the capacity or the volume to provide what the state needs, but I'm going to let them make that decision. If you want, can we run through the product preference program real quick?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Certainly can't have too much information for people.
Okay, let me close out of this one. Let me see about opening the next one. Let me get my desktop. Okay, Dana. Let me see if I can find this. I have it on my desktop. I know I do.
Did you find it?
I'm looking to find my desktop.
Oh, here, let me help you.
Okay, folks, bear with us. Just some minor technical difficulties. Nope, that's not it. Desktop. Yay! I just want to open up the... Yeah, it's up here at the top. Yep. Talking points and presentation right there. And we're going to open up two of them real quick. And I'm going to... Here's the... It's okay. We got it. Hey, there's the, close this. Oh, sorry about that. There we go, folks. We're back in business. Thank you very much for allowing me to go through that little bit of technical difficulties. You should be seeing the presentation on the top here now. The State of Alaska Product Preference Program and Opportunities, and I'm going to go through this briefly. This program is actually to support businesses that want to do business with the government, business to business. Business to government. They call it B2G. So with that, hello, desktop. There we go. We're going to go through real quick the procurement basics, the preference programs, the classification of products, the application process, and the website location. And I am the contact person for that. Now, I may confuse some people because you're not used to these terms, okay? But the basics of the procurement program is the state puts out what they call a request for quote based on pricing, or a request for proposal, which is called an RFP, okay, based on prices, goods, and performance. It announces it through a bid through an online notification system, which I've hyperlinked the online notification. We don't have time to go to it right now, but it helps local businesses to register their product and find out what the state is purchasing and how much volume they need. Okay? Local businesses, you are encouraged to participate. Take a look at the program. Preferences provided to qualified businesses in Alaska, which the state uses to evaluate bids. These are preferences. You get a certain amount of points, percentage points. accredited to your business or your product outside of those businesses that are in the lower 48. Okay? Products produced in Alaska by registered local manufacturers produced have a preference over non-Alaskan products, which is what I just talked about. State bids can range at $50,000, which is pretty much an informal bid, and be more than $1 million, which you're talking road construction, you're talking building development, you're talking about projects in the rural communities. Do you have products that can be sold to the state that help, that could be sold to the state to develop that product? How do you get involved? You take a look at the preference programs that are available to you. The state has 10. We have more preference programs than anybody else that I'm aware of in the lower 48 or throughout the nation. And as you can see, we have offers preference, bidders preference, employers preference, agricultural and fishery products preference, local forest, folks. Are you developing products with recycled materials? Employment, and I think there's a SB 21 that just went out that consolidates a couple of these programs. So if you have any questions on it, give me a call back at the 269-8104 number, and I'll be happy to provide you with some information on that. The classifications. How do you classify your products? The state is, the preference programs classifies products through statute 3630, 332, and it allows the state to identify a 3, 5, or 7% preference which you qualify your products for. Okay? You qualify your products as a class 1, 2, or 3, and you can see where it gives you the preference. And it's somewhat similar to the Maine Alaska program. If your product is produced 25% and less than 50 in the state, then you qualify as far as a 3%. Okay? If you qualify your class at a class 2, you produce your product 50% and less than 75% within the state. Did so far? I'm hearing some feedback there, Dana, somewhere from somebody. I didn't know if somebody's got their mic on or not. So just FYI.
Oh.
Local preferences may not apply to federally funded projects. This preference program is geared for state projects, projects that are funded by the state, not funded by the federal government. Okay. Now, although there is a stipulation that the agricultural industry is provided a preference, so those farmers and folks that are producing products that are edible, consumable, or from the agricultural industry, you're talking timber products, you're talking farm-grown products, you do qualify for federal preference. So how does this work real quick? I'm going to go through this in about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll open it up for questions. Say, for instance, somebody has the state's looking for widgets, okay, and you caught wind of it in the notification, online notification process, and you can supply those widgets. They're looking for 100 widgets, or 100, maybe 100 cases, okay, of widgets. Your unit of measure, you sell 1 case, has a 100 count widget in it, okay? Each case, the unit price is $15.50. They're looking for 100 of them, 100 cases. That's $1,550, okay? You might be shipping it out. There's a $30 shipping charge, pallet charge. If you're shipping it out on a pallet, say you're shipping, let's use Fairbanks to, Southeast, okay, just hypothetical. Your pallet charge is going to be $30. Your shipping charge might be $100, okay? I know, that's cheap. So this is all hypothetical, folks. Your total bid price would be $1,680, Okay? That's your total. But the product preference program, the product preference, let's remember we went back and we showed you the 3, 5, and 7%. Let's say your product qualified for a 7% preference, okay? 7% of $1,550 on the product is $108.50. Deduct that from your product price, you come up with $1,441.50, okay? Keep that in mind. Your actual bid price for scoring and evaluation purposes only, doesn't mean you're going to sell it to them as this price. It's only for evaluation purposes only. Your widgets are basically going to be $14.41.5 per case, okay? That's $1,441.50. You still have the pallet charge, and you have the shipping charge on top of it. So what's your total bid price? Oh, $1,571.50. All right? Now, what does this mean? This means you're competing against bidder A. See the matrix down below. Let's use the Department of Corrections has a bid number blah, 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 blah out there, and we have 3 bidders. One is bidder A. They're from out of state. Bidder B is using the product preference list. Bidder C, they're local business, but they're not in the product preference, but they're bidding on the project also, okay? They're Alaskan owned. Is the bidder A Alaskan owned? No. Bidder B? Yeah. So is bidder C. The evaluation cost for them to supply the widgets to the state is they're bidding at $1,632, okay? Now, mind you, you are bidding for evaluation purposes. That means how your product's being scored. The bidder, bidder B, has actually bid the product in scoring at $1,571.50, okay? The bidder C is bidding at $1,600.80. It's $1,680, okay? Factor B, delivered, all right? Is it delivered? Yeah, all 3 of them are going to deliver the product, okay? What is the total bid amount? Well, in reality, bidder A, you would think, is going to win the bid because it looks like they bid the lowest price at $1,632. Bidder B bid the project or the products at $1,680. Bidder C did the same thing. So the businesses here in Alaska are bidding the same price. Bidder C, okay, in reality they should win the bid. But when you take into account the preference program that bidder B used and bidder C did not use, you're going to look at, see where this says evaluation cost. Pretty much bidder B is going to be awarded the bid because the preferences they took advantage of. Okay? I know it's new. I know it's something a lot of you businesses are not aware of. But if you want, we can explain more to it after the webinar, okay? Applications are located on the Product Preference website. We are in the process of developing an online application process and make it easier for everybody. And there's the web location. We'll be happy to provide you with the information. Website locations are found. The Alaskan Product Preference Program. It's in a PDF format. It's easy to upload. It's easy to fill out and easy to save. There's a product list of information that you can go to. You can view all the publicized products that are published on the state's Product Preference website. Procurement information is on there. And a glance at all the preference programs down below. That'll link you right to the PDF. Pretty much the additional programs, here are the other resources that are available to the folks in business. Maine Alaska program, as you can see there, tourism, forest preference. You've got loan programs available to you. This will hyperlink you right to the state's microloan program. The program provides $35,000 up to $70,000 in loan funding. That's pretty much it. Here's the contact information. I'm sorry I've taken a little bit longer of the question than the answer. period. But I hope that helps you to understand that the state has programs out there. The state, along with its partners, AKSourceLink and the Small Business Development Center, the SBA, the University of Alaska Center for Economic Development, we're all here for your support. So, with that, that's pretty much it. Sam, questions? I don't have my window open for the questions, but did we have any questions or anything else I can answer?
All right, guys, if you have any questions, please go ahead and type it in the question box, and I'll read it out to Michael, and he can go ahead and get those answered for you.
Yeah, on the Made in Alaska program or the product preference program. And either I was really, really, really good, or how did we do, Sam?
I thought you did a pretty good job.
Okay.
All right, here's a question. Did you say this could be seen again?
This webinar is AKSourceLink, and I'm not going to, I can probably let Sam speak to this a little bit more, but this will be provided, the presentation, in PDF format for those that want it. I can provide both of them because they are out there for the public. The Made in Alaska survey will be published on the Made in Alaska website, and the product preference PowerPoint will also be provided on the product preference website to give people a little bit better idea. But from my understanding, and Sam, you're going to have to correct me if I'm wrong, AKSourceLink and the Division of Economic Development, our office, we're going to collaborate together to help put together some CDs.
Yep. Yeah. Well, first off, we'll for sure put this up on the AKSourceLink website in our resource library, and then in addition to that, we are planning on putting together some CDs specifically for any of the people who are listening who might be out in the Bristol Bay region, where we did some of our initial outreach. We plan on sending out CDs with all of this information to the folks out there.
Yeah, and with those folks that are out in rural Alaska, I am utterly impressed at the entrepreneurs and the small businesses that are out there. They make some awesome products. It's just the ideas that the entrepreneurs have that are out there, phenomenal.
Yeah.
They can make them happen.
Absolutely. And it's amazing that you say that, too, because I continue to be shocked and amazed when we go out to these rural communities to see what kind of innovations they're coming up with out there. There's even a community that we went to where a person approached me and they had patent paperwork for a foot device. And I thought it was just absolutely amazing. It was like an orthotic. And, you know.
Do they make size 13s?
I'd have to ask. You know, we got a customer right here.
Yeah, well, I'd be interested to talk to them about it.
Yeah.
By the way, I wear a size 13 if anybody asks. Not that it's pertinent to this webinar, but anyway, hopefully we'll be able to, real quick, I know we've got a few more minutes if we don't have any more questions.
I have one more question. Do you have another webinar, different topic planned?
I speak to myself and the Division of Economic Development right now. We're partnering with AKSourceLink to provide information on resources that are available out there, especially through the state. I do have another webinar that's planned. I'm going to be planning it with PTAC, Procurement Technical Assistance Center. What we do is we present this information about the product preference program. It's an hour presentation. We do have access to platform called WebEx to produce and work with AKSourceLink on doing future webinars. Sam, take it away.
Yeah, I would point out that fairly recently at AKSourceLink we just received a federal grant, and one of the components to that is that we are going to be looking at putting together a webinar series, and so we're still at the planning stages of that, but we plan on reaching out to resource partners like yourself, as well as some of the other ones in the AKSourceLink network to help put together that webinar within the next year or so.
Right.
But I don't know for sure when that's going to be coming online.
Yeah, and I might add that Webb's Consulting for the Made in Alaska program does 5 webinars throughout the year, and they are in the process of putting together some more webinars. So, and outreach and the workshops that they do for the Made in Alaska program. So, you folks that are out there, please pass out the word that Made in Alaska does have a lot of these webinars that are posted on the website. From previous presentations. So, any other questions there, Dana?
Not yet. Please type in questions if you have any, guys.
They're going easy on you.
Well, as far as I know, I'm going to be talking to students at UAA this afternoon at 2 o'clock. For one business and entrepreneur class, and then at 2 o'clock, and then I've got another 4:30 class to talk to at UAA. So I'm this day is dedicated to nothing but presentations, and I hope you folks out there in rural Alaska are looking forward to us providing you with additional information on the resources available. We know you guys need some help because of the broadband connectivity and the resources that your limited resources for connecting with computers and stuff. So we're trying to work together as partners and putting some things together. AKSourceLink is already heading on it.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, you will be receiving an email with a short survey shortly. So if you would, please take a couple of minutes to complete it. We would greatly appreciate it. On behalf of our guests, Michael Hanzuk and Sam Collin, as well as AKSourceLink, my name is Dana Reese, and we hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, folks.
Yeah, bye.
Bye, Sam.